Okay. Good morning, everyone, and it is really happy to be here talking to people from Rajasthan. In fact, I was traveling in Rajasthan 2 weeks back. Do you hear me? My sound is okay?
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay.
Okay. So last 2 weeks back, I was traveling in Rajasthan. So we have projects in Kota and also in Jaipur. In Jaipur, we visited the sewage treatment plant in Kota. I mean in Jaipur, where we have introduced our algal technology, and I will be talking about it later if there's a time. And we also have pilot plant, algae-based pilot plant in DCM Shriram Limited in Kota. I think somebody's in the audience. I saw somebody from Kota. So I was there in Kota 2 weeks back, and I've been traveling Kota even before the COVID period. Because of the COVID, we couldn't come there. So the first visit was 2 weeks back. And my topic today, I think you can see it's about the microalgae technology for treating industrial wastewater and also restoration of polluted water bodies. So I'll be including a lot of things. So I'll be very brief to tell you what we have been doing for the last 20 years. So I may not give you the entire presentation, and because it is only 45 minutes. So I just started at 10:38. So I'll be stopping at 11:05. So we can, I think, have 10 minutes of questions. After that, 11:15, I think I'm supposed to stop. So I'll be starting with this first slide. So you can see here our collaboration with Colombia. So we have a big collaboration with Colombia and the company called as Phycor. The PHY refers to Phycospectrum, our center, and core refers to the Colombian company. And Phycor is a joint venture company. So we are going to establish a big plant, a power plant, that will be treating algae, and algae will be grown in sewage and wastewater, and algae will be used to produce biogas and power. So this is, I think I'll be explaining it later if there is a time. And this is our team. I was talking about our first project in Colombia a few years back, where we have been asked to put up an algae-based plant to treat the wastewater from petroleum industry, the petroleum industry in Colombia, the second biggest. And this is our team, and this is me. And we used to go there, and I used to stay for a month. And very recently, we just we started a company called Phycor and established it with my partner, who is a doctor, a medical doctor, and he is owner of the Core Biotech, and we jointly called our company as Phycor. And this man is now doing his PhD in algae in Bogota University in Colombia, and he'll be submitting his thesis in algae in a couple of months. So this is another project that we just started in Colombia. I think this map. I think you can see a small city here. It's called Colombia, and this is the Caribbean Sea, and this goes to Barranquilla, and this goes to Cartagena. And this has a sewage treatment plant here. It is enlarged here, just to show you the details. And we have actually isolated microalgae from all these 3 ponds. It's a sewage treatment plant. All the 3 ponds, they have different composition of algae. I think we are studying on it, and we'll be entering into agreement with this city to treat this. And we have done another project in Colombia, a Camagüey slaughterhouse in Barranquilla. So where we have introduced one of the reactors called BF+. I'll be explaining this later, what is BF+. So this was done very successfully, and we have treated the effluent, and the biomass is now used for, and we have a bigger version of it coming up in Colombia, bigger version, and we are actually treating the effluent and then making biomass. I think you see the biomass. The normal brown coal has 3.5 calorific value, calories per kg. And industrial effluent biomass has got about 3.8. Domestic effluent is about 3.8. So we are able to get the biomass with a higher calorific value in Colombia. So this is the very latest picture that you are going to see. We see the video running. You can see the map, Google map, which has got a video. We see it is loading. Okay. So now you can see last March I was there just before we shut down for COVID. I was there in Colombia. So this is the canal here, and that goes to a big swamp here. I can see a big swamp, and this big swamp. I'll show you the next picture. Yes, this is where we started, and this is our team there, and we have a very big team in Colombia, and we have also we are also involving the school students there, and because this is a small village nearby and there's a very small school, and we have included senior students from various classes to form a group, and these girls who are having this green t-shirt, they are the leaders of groups. So that we have found about 4 or 5 groups, and these groups are named after one each alga. So I was there in large March to train them, and this is the entire team of school students. They will be making these charts, and this is school, this teacher of these students, and we are actually encouraging the students to study. And they have included phycoremediation, algae-based technology for effluent treatment in their syllabus, and they are teaching students the basics, and they'll be making charts and the other materials that will be distributed, and they'll be explaining them to the local people there. So we actually met these people, local people, to tell them what we are doing. Because in Colombia, first you have to convince the local people what you are doing. Then only we can proceed with whatever we want to do in large scale in the water body. So this is actually the facility that we have in Colombia, and this is a little far away from the civilization. You can see it is nobody is there, and we have a facility where we are actually growing. This is supposed to be the world's first large-scale phycoremediation production site, where we will be growing algae collected from various sites, and then produce the biomass, and take the biomass in yes, you can see the facility here, and we take this algae in this. I think you can see here. This in Spanish. Don't worry. So we are using this tanker. It's an aerial view. So we have a huge facility in Colombia where we will be producing the algal biomass, and then take it in big tankers, and then put them back in the wastewater. The idea is, there are two types of algae, the beneficial algae and then harmful algae. So we try to minimize the harmful algae by increasing the number of beneficial algae by collecting them and putting them in a culture facility, a growth facility where we dose a lot of materials, nutrients, and then grow, and then take this concentrated biomass, put them back in the wastewater, where they will be fighting with the, the harmful algae, and also taking up the nutrients very effectively. So we also had on March 4th in 2020, that's before we shut down for COVID, we had a press meet, the TV people, the newspaper people, all of them. I mean, whenever I go to Colombia, this happens. So we have a laboratory there in Barranquilla, in Colombia, and we are growing this algae collected from the various sites. And this is our collaborators. And we also received, as you can see here, Latin American Green Award 2020 Phycoremediation in August 22nd, 2020. When we were sitting inside our homes for COVID, we have been given by the Latin American group, because there are about 24 countries in Latin America, and about 4,000 projects have been submitted, And we have been given the award for Green Award for 2020 for a project we have done in Sucre. Pico means Pico. And we are the winners. And after we became the winners, we have become popular, and a lot of people started visiting our facility. And the mayors and the local people. They, so this is a TV commercial. So this is when the mayor is the mayor governor of Sucre, when he visited our facility, this came in the news. So this is a news item which came in the TV. So governor himself is explaining our project there. And another project we just started in Colombia is swamp restoration. So this is a big swamp you can see here. This is the Barranquilla city. It's a big swamp, Malacan swamp, and this is the Caribbean Sea, and this is a river, the big river, Magdalena River. So this is situated in between the Magdalena River and the Caribbean Sea. It's called as the Malacan swamp. So this swamp is now being cleaned up, and we started our project already. And this project has been very successful, and we also started cleaning up the small waterways that goes and dump their waste using our technology. And this came in the newspaper also. And we have been given a big project now to maintain this swamp. And this swamp is getting, promoted into a travel or a place for spending time and all that. So this is the news item that came in the local newspaper. And this another project we just started in one of the industries in Barranquilla, called the scanner textile industry. And I visited on 4th March. And this is our reactor. The importance of the reactor is this is a continuous process, first time in the world, and very good addition, BOD, COD, color, and toxicity. You can see the various sample. This is a raw sample, and when it goes through the system, at the end you see it is almost transparent, and all this BOD, COD, color, toxicity has been reduced to very low level. So this for the first time, I think we have made a continuous process. Otherwise, you will be doing only semi-continuous process. I'll be explaining this later. There is a time. And this is another project we just started in Iran to produce Tunalial, and we are also involving local industries to supply their flue gas so that we can grow this biomass very effectively. And another project we just started in Welsh, in UK, where we have this partner. This is Dr. Tajuddin from India, and this is me, and this is Carol and Ella from Swansea University, and they are with us, and we'll be taking up this project for wastewater. Wastewater treatment using microalgae. And this is another visit we made in Port Talbot Steelworks, Tata Steel they have. And after coming back to India, I was invited by the Tata Steel company to look into their problem in Jamshedpur. They have a big problem of color, cyanide, and ammonia removal. And this removal, when the sample was sent to us to a laboratory in Chennai, we were able to remove the color and bring down cyanide and ammonia within 4 hours. So this is after treatment of 4 hours. And this is the pilot plant that we have just started there. And it is almost under completion. And this is where we are going to scale up. And this is the aerial view of the sewage plant. It's a treatment plant, wastewater treatment plant. These are all railway tracks there inside. And this is where we are going to intervene. And this is a big system, about 8,400 meter cube, huge system. And we made a smaller version of this big system with all the pumps and then all the inlets and outlets. And we have also fixed lights, artificial lights. And this is the 8,000 liter pilot we have completed, and it was really successful. In fact, we did another project in Tamil Nadu, in Titan, where we were able to treat the effluent that has got about 58,000 TDS, and the TDS and ETP goes up to 65,000, and it is an evaporation process where we are able to remove the TDS, and this is the scaled up plant we have put up in Titan, the jewelry division, and that part of Tata company. And these latest pictures that you are seeing here, and this is another trial we just started in 2019, I think December, in Tata Steel Jam in West Bengal, not in Jamshedpur, West Bengal. This is a 40,000 liter pilot plant we have started. This is an evaporation surface, surface 1 and surface 2. And this is evaporating about, we are actually adding 5,000 to 10,000 liter to the 40,000 liter tank here. And the process I will explain a little later. And we are also working on the other projects like lake, pond, and also river and stream and other evaporation treatment in India, also in other countries. So this is basically the algae power. The diagram explains it oxygenates water, eliminates water, and degrades organic inorganic pollutants, and eliminates all harmful bacteria, and promotes biotic life in the natural way. So this is what we are actually putting in natural water bodies, because when you compare the natural water body and the industrial effluent, the treatment is completely different. For industrial effluent, we give 99% artificial and 1% nature. Whereas in a natural water body, river, pond, or lake, or swamp, we give 1% artificial and 99% nature. So this is the basically our technology. We have developed a product called as Phycoremediation. It's a mixture of organically derived nanotech paste, micronutrients, trace elements, growth factors, and enzymes that actually, when it is applied, it enhances the production of algae and also bacteria. The bacteria are needed to degrade the organic load, and they are mineralized, and the minerals are taken up by algae. And algae, by using light and the taking up the nutrients and fixing carbon dioxide, it's evolving oxygen. The oxygen is taken up by bacteria. So this is a cycle which we are talking about in the technology that we normally use. In lakes, normally you will be seeing bacteria growing large number, completely covering the surface and cutting the light. I think, and they also produce siderophores that will scavenge iron, and iron scavenging actually makes cyanobacteria dominant and makes the prevents other algae to take up nitrogen. So nitrogen is completely cut off because of this scavenging, iron scavenging by cyanobacteria. And we actually, this is how it looks, right? The polluted lake, you'll see cyanobacterial and duckweeds, and they cover the entire surface, and light is not penetrating. That means low light, water appears black, and high BOD and COD, and high coliform bacteria, water becomes black, and nothing grows except the anaerobic bacteria. So we actually remove this cyanobacterial and duckweed mat by our technology and allow the light to penetrate. Once the light penetrates, water becomes transparent, and that becomes low in BOD and COD. And they optimized its salt oxygen, and no coliform bacteria and other harmful bacteria will disappear, and normal food chain is actually restored. So this is what we do. This is what we started in North India. Near Aligarh, we have been given a project to restore a lake. It's a lake, you can see the screen, and when we start adding our product along with microalgae that we are growing there, and with our Phycoplast, I think you can see this before and after. And before, it's completely covered, the water is black and foul smelling, and after a week or so, you can see the water becoming transparent. You can see the bottom of the lake. The cyanobacterial mat is completely disappeared. And if you see the parameters, you see the BOD, COD, and especially E. coli and total coliform bacteria are completely gone, and water becomes transparent and restored. So this is what we have actually demonstrated in Aligarh, near Aligarh, and this is for taking up a project under, Ganga Mission. But what the Ganga Mission people said was, okay, you have done something with the pond, but then Ganges, we're talking about running water. So we did other projects in temple tanks, and also we got the project from National Mission of Clean Ganga for treatment of Pulauti drain in Pulauti. And this, for the first time, the technology, Phycoremediation technology has been approved by the Clean Ganga Committee. And we started this in this village. And these are all other projects that we started in other places. You can see in Bihar, we have restored a polluted lake, and the fish are dying due to disease and all that. We about 15th day, you can see the water becoming transparent, less greenish, and the fish started in, moving very well, and the disease disappeared. This is another project we did in Bihar in Sitamarhi, Jangi Pond. And this is another project. You can see within 15 to 20 days, we are able to restore these ponds with the treatment we have for what we call as Phycoremediation treatment. And this is another project we just started just before the COVID. This is a project in Meghalaya. You can see the Meghalaya, the rivers, most of the rivers are polluted by the mining activity that is going on. You can see a lot of mining activity and the coal mine and the sulfuric acid that is produced in the mining activity that enters into the river. And the river, you can see the sulfur coating on the rocks, and the water becomes transparent because nothing grows there, because the pH is around 2.5 to 3.5. No, nothing grows. So we have been given one of the rivers to restore. We just started a facility there. You can see with at night these raised pond facilities, with artificial lights, and it is daytime. And we started this project just before the COVID, and it is going on. And we started dosing on the 10th November. And this is what the check dam we have created 3 or 4 places to grow algae, and we introduce algae into this. And the check dams created at 4 locations up to 1.2 kilometer and closing about 7 lakh liters where we'll be developing microalgae. And this is a little older, this thing. And we also encourage, because the pH has been corrected to more than 7, and we encourage the local people to come and wash their clothes. Otherwise, they will not come to this water because it's very acidic, 2.5 to 3.5. Now, the water has become more than 7, and we encourage the local people to come and wash their clothes. We supply them with soap so that the rest of the water in the lower end also becomes utilized. So this is the latest picture that I can show. And we also restored, before we got this Ganges project, we also restored a river in Maligaon called the Mosam River. And we actually engaged with the UT Textiles on near the river, and actually they have been dumping their waste, textile waste, without the treatment. 1 minute. Wait, Panama. Okay. Without any treatment. So we have engaged with them, and we have put up a large-scale system for treatment. And this treated water along with algae is let into the river. And you can see the table here. I think COD. This table is before, and this is after treatment. You can see COD after 10 kilometers. So this is the 0 kilometer, and this is the middle. This is the 10th kilometer. Of the 10th kilometer, the river actually joins another big river. And COD at 10th kilometer is 188 before treatment. And after treatment, the COD at 10th kilometer becomes 21. So that's very good treatment. So the moving water actually carries the algae that we are adding. And then when the algae is carried, the treatment happens. The more distance it carries, I think it will be more effective. So we are able to follow up to 10 kilometers. At 10 kilometers, you can see the 188 COD becomes 21. That is excellent reduction. And we submitted this to the people, and we got project in the Kulavati. And this is another project. I think I told you about the Pacific Energy project that we did in Colombia, and this is the aerial view of the pictorial view of our plant, and this gives an idea about the continuous system of tanks that we are using. And this is where we did our pilot, and this is our group, and this is the effluent from the petrochemical waste. So we were able to reduce the parameters, especially the coliform bacteria and then the nutrients, and we started dumping it into the river. And we have another project that we just started. I'm not able to travel in Turkey. This is biomass from chicken waste generating around 200 TPD digestate. So digestate is basically used by algae to grow, and then we will be actually treating the waste and then producing algae, and algae goes back into that will go back into the digestion unit where they will producing power. And this is another project we just started in Indian Oil Corporation in North India, and refinery. I can see the raw effluent in the algae reactor and the settled biomass of wheat. So this is another project I told you about my visit to Kota. In Kota, in Shri Ram Industries, we have started a pilot there. This is in night, this is during daytime. About 10 to 15 pilot. We have improved this to pilot about 15 KL, where we will be handling ammonia, COD, BOD, sludge, etc. So we have partner Trinity from New Delhi. So both of us joined together to do this project, and through all some of the pictures, I think it is 11:04. I can stop here and ask people to the shoot questions. We can answer. So in the meantime, I'll be just going through the rest of my slides. So these are all some of the companies. Hello, you can ask questions. You have another 10 minutes to close.
एक minute.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think I completed very quick. I don't know. It is already 11:04.
I request to all the participants, please ask your question.
I have completed only a few slides. Actually,
Okay, sir. Sir, please unmute your mic. If any. Sir, please unmute your mic, sir. कैसे जा रहा है?
Oh, now you can hear my voice. Hello. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay.
Sir, you just please continue with your lecture, and after finishing that, we will take questions.
Don't worry, it is 11:05. I have completed how many slides? 100 slides. I have 240. Don't worry, I cannot complete all that. I will wait for questions, and I will just go through the slides. I just put the slides so that if anybody wants to ask questions from the slides, they can always ask. So these are all the benefits and advantages, and we correct pH, we correct color and odor removal, we reduce sludge, BOD, COD reduction, nutrient removal, doing ammonia, arrow reject management, and reduction of operation cost. In fact, on 90% reduction, because we are not using chemicals, and of course because of flue gas and carbon mitigation, we are using oxygen walling of algae that will actually take care of the carbon. So this is our first project. We stayed some 15 years back in Tamil Nadu, where we started the work. And after that, we enter into agreement with a lot of companies in India and also other countries. And the major countries are the Sweden, Turkey, and Italy, and major projects in Colombia. So we have a joint venture company in Colombia. You can ask your questions. I'll just go through the slides. If you want to pick up anything from there, and this is one of the first projects we did in India with algae. We actually make a lot of products out of algae, like the plankton, the biofertilizer, EMI, another fertilizer, and fish feed. And we actually, this is just to show you, I mean, how before adding our product and after adding our product, the polluted algae that disappears, and you can see the plankton actually helping improving the DO, zooplankton, phytoplankton, and we are tested all over India, and this is how it looks after the treatment is over, and we also remove carbon for the photosynthetic activity of algae that we are putting in the treatment plant. We are able to remove in the first project in SNAP in Tamil Nadu, we are able to 1,200 tons of carbon every year. So this latest picture that I took last month, that is 8th January, I was there. They have improved the whole facility. I will explain this if somebody asks a question. So we go on improving the facility that we have put up. So this facility was put up very recently, but we have started a project in 2002, 2003. Yes, I think people can ask questions. There is only 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes.
Sir, there is a query from Dilip Kumar, sir. Please.
Yes, please. Please ask.
Sir, I want to know name of the common algal species we can use wastewater
Okay,
treatment.
that is a very good question. In fact, I expected this. Actually, what we do is wherever we go to the industry, we try to collect algae from there itself.
Yes,
Mostly from the wastewater that is there, and that is already acclimatized to the local conditions. In that case, we bring them to the laboratory and then grow them in large scale and take them back and then put them back into the system so that the local algae will start growing. You're not introducing anything new. Very rarely we introduce algae from some other place. So algae like chloral, Senadesmus, Chlorococcum, and Desmococcus, Desmococcopsis, Oocystus. These are all species I think that people, I mean, we have been using in various species places. And in fact, the first project we did use Chlorococcus in the first project, and then in some places we also used Gonium in UK and in Colombia. Yes.
okay. No other questions from participants.
Probably I've been very fast. They are not able to follow.
No, sir, you had delivered.
Because I delivered only 15% of what I prepare. I mean, that normally takes. I mean, it's all 45 minutes. Dr. Sajini is already there. He's waiting. I want to listen to him. In fact, Dr. Sajini, how are you?
Oh, good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm waiting for some questions. There is anything 4 more minutes is there. I mean, I think they can ask some questions they want.
Okay. If any participants have any query, please ask in chat box. Okay.
You can share my email address to people and they can contact me. Next time when I come to Rajasthan, I will visit definitely. I was there last month.
Oh.
I was traveling Kota and then I went to Jaipur. I was there for 3 or 4 days in January 20th, 21st and all that. I regularly visit there and I know people from Jaipur University, a lot of people.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.